Welcome back to the Driveway Beers podcast with Mike and Alex. As always, we appreciate you listening. Please rate us on all the podcast platforms. Like, subscribe, comment, share wherever else you're listening, and enjoy the show. All right, welcome back to another show. We appreciate you coming back. As always, please like, subscribe, comment, and share wherever you're listening to the podcast. Our handshake agreement with you, we give you all the free content we can give you, and you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Want to thank Adam Chubbuck with TechMD.com. That's with Douglas Realty in Pasadena, Maryland. That's TACMD.com, TechMD.com. Rough real estate market right now, at least for my untrained eye. I can't tell you which way is up right now. I don't know if it's a seller's market, a buyer's market, what's going on. Interest rates probably sitting at about 6.5%, which might be putting off a few buyers, but it seems like anytime a nice house goes on the market, it's off the market within a week. I would, if someone like me who pays attention to the real estate market can't make heads or tails of this, then you know you definitely need to go to a real estate agent who can help you out and get you through this, especially if you know less about the real estate market than even I do. And I'm not even paying attention. I'm not a real estate agent. I don't pay attention to it. But I have bought and sold a few houses in my lifetime, so I do keep an eye on things. But this is, I couldn't tell you what kind of market this is right now. So rather than trying to figure it out for yourself, go to TACMD.com. Go talk to Adam. Adam will have your best interest in mind. He'll tell you not to buy. Even if it's not in his best interest, he'll make sure it's in yours, whether you buy, sell, now, later, based on his information that he has in the market. And if someone's willing to not take business because it's not right for the customer, then that's the person you eventually want to do business with. So go to TACMD.com. TACMD.com, and schedule an appointment with Adam today. All right, so we're going to start this episode with what started out as a joke, it seemed, with the Trump administration. I mean, first he was going to buy Greenland, right? That was a big fun joke, but everyone understood, like, you know, maybe the strategic advantage of it, because as the ice caps melt, shipping lanes are opening, and Greenland's in a great position as far as strategy goes, especially militarily. But then he also called then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada the governor of Canada, and then floated the idea of Canada becoming the 51st state. And everyone's, he's crazy, he's stupid, what does he know?
Well, it's funny how that turned into this whole, like, people thinking he was serious about it. And, I mean, there's a whole bunch of, this big thing in Canada with, people saying we're Canadians, not Americans, and F Trump and all this crap, when it was probably just a tongue-in-cheek joke. Like, I can't think. I mean, maybe he is dumb enough to actually think that's possible, but now it seems like part of it might be possible. So,
yeah, I mean, and so for people that don't know much about Canada, I mean, I'm not a Canadian expert at all. I think there are 9 provinces.
Yeah, so there's...
You say them, I'll count them.
British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec. I think they call it the Maritime Provinces. Mm-hmm. Then there's like Newfoundland.
Yep.
Northwest Territories, which I'm not sure if that's a province or not, but it's that whole...
Yukon Territories, I thought it was.
Well, there's Northwest and...
There's 2 of them?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's 10.
Yeah. But I think, like...
I don't think 2 of those are really inhabited.
Right.
Okay.
No. And the thing is with Canada is 90% of the population lives within 100 miles of the U.S. border.
Yeah.
And it's not that they love the U.S. that much, but historically the countries have always had a close relationship, but it's just that climate-wise, you get much further north than that, it starts getting... and then there's also, like the Great Lakes heading east, the borders are all, between the U.S. and Canada are all rivers or lakes. So there's ports and things like that, which is where, settlements tend to pop up and thrive, back during colonial and westward expansion is that was the transportation network. So, and there wasn't a whole lot up north for anyone to do or any way to live.
Yeah, and so the other part of that by also naming 10 provinces, let's say there's really 8. People don't realize there's as much of a divide in Canada between Eastern Canada and Western Canada, very similar to the United States. So the United States, we've got the elite coasts, and then
flyover country,
right? And Canada is very similar culturally, with the exception of maybe British Columbia.
Yeah, so that's kind of like
they got their coastal elites just like we do, but you got Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, which are a lot like the middle of the U.S. as far as the people go. It's very much less coastal elites and very much more, I don't want to say salt of the earth type people, but Alberta is very much like Texas. It's a lot of oil. They also have ranches, but then you've got Saskatchewan, and that's a lot like your Iowas and your Kansases with a lot of farmland.
Mm-hmm. Manitoba's similar to that.
Yep.
Flat. It's directly north of like the Dakotas and Minnesota and all that. So I've been to Winnipeg. So I've actually been there, and it's flat.
I'm trying to think. Quebec is I'm just looking something up. And the reason why I'm looking this up because it'll make more sense in a minute. So basically, I'm asking how much money does Quebec get in annual equalization payments, and I'll get into equalization payments in a minute, and it's going to make sense. So right now, and so look, if anything happens with Canada, it's not going to be because of Trump. All right, let's put that to bed. But there is a situation right now where the western provinces of Canada, minus BC, but we'll throw them in a minute. And by the BC is the western coast. It's where Vancouver is. It's very much like the Canadian
Seattle.
Yes, not like liberal, but they're not California liberal. All right, so essentially, Alberta is a huge oil exporter, and they export a lot of their oil to the United States. Saskatchewan they do a lot of farming, but they also have a lot of uranium. And a lot of their exports go to the U.S. Well, as most people know, Canada right now does not have their trade agreement signed with the U.S. In fact, Mark Carney, who's the new Prime Minister of Canada, I say the Canada? The Canada, is talking tougher than he probably should. And the reason why I say it's got nothing to do with Canadian people, but the Canadian government the Canadian economy is highly dependent on the United States, and the United States is not dependent on Canada at all. I think it's less than 5% of exports and imports are coming for the United States is the United States trade, whereas Canada, I think it's close to 20 to 25%. And I'll get this thing to fact check me in a minute because I don't want to lose what I got going on. So for them, the trade agreement with as low tariffs as possible is very important. But this is just the tip of the iceberg for those two provinces, and I'm basically going to stick with Alberta and Alberta and Saskatchewan for now, and we'll bring in the other two in a minute. Because those economies are so dependent on the United States, the tariffs that are going right now, they're sitting at 35%, are very detrimental to Canadian exports to the United States. And they don't have a ton of other options. So, for example, like the Canadian oil fields send the oil through pipelines down to Louisiana and Texas. There it's refined and it's shipped off, or the U.S. just buys it and uses it because Canada has the type of oil that we use. Whereas a lot of the oil that we produce in the United States is not the type of oil we produce or we can use. We end up shipping that off to China and other countries that are able to use it. And same thing, I mean, as one of the only nuclear weaponized countries, and we're one of the biggest buyers of uranium. And that's a Canadian export from Saskatchewan. So those two provinces, though the economies of those two provinces, they're heavily dependent on America, but they also produce a shit ton of money. And in Canada, there's something called equalization payments. And I believe over the last 10 years, Alberta has sent in excess of over $260 billion to Ottawa, to the federal government, to do whatever they do, right?
Piss it away.
Yeah. So they're so when I say net, so they have a net deficit to the federal government of $260 billion over 10 years. In that, though, a province like Quebec, because the Canadian federal government essentially does this equalization payment thing to say, okay, look, just because you were blessed to have oil in your province doesn't mean the rest of the Canadian provinces should go without. It shouldn't be. Essentially, it's their way of like it's kind of like a socialism type of thing. Mm-hmm. They don't want to have the haves and the have-nots, so they kind of spread out all of the wealth.
Okay.
A province like Quebec receives approximately $13.6 billion a year for absolutely nothing.
Just to exist.
Just to exist. Just to be part of Canada. Now, at one point, Quebec was actually trying to leave Canada. Mm-hmm. And as someone who grew up in upstate New York, we heard more about Canada than most of the country. And I remember that whole referendum. It just barely didn't pass. Mm-hmm. So they got enough signatures to get it on the ballot. People voted. I think it lost like 49-51.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
Well, in Canada, if a province has a referendum on the ballot and a majority of the people decide that they want to leave, it's pretty much a done deal. That's how their constitution is set up. Mm-hmm. If a province says they want to leave, they can leave. Now, I'm sure there's some intertwining of stuff that uncoupling of things that has to happen, but they essentially can't stop it. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure lawyers will get involved in all this fun stuff, but if Alberta does this, and they have enough signatures for the referendum to be on the ballot this year, if they then vote on it, I have to think that some of the other provinces are going to go. And Saskatchewan's already gathering signatures for this referendum. Mm-hmm. They both want out. Those are two of the biggest economic hubs in Canada. All right. Manitoba is next to it. They also have a net deficit coming back. So basically, they're sending more to Ottawa than they're getting back. Mm-hmm. And then people would say, well, why would BC want to leave? Why would British Columbia want to leave? They're more in line with the liberal views
of Ottawa and Toronto.
Correct. The problem is, though, they would be completely cut off from Canada at that point. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, it's like, well, yeah, we like you guys and all the politics stuff, but these guys have all the money. And so we're probably going to go with them. And oh, by the way, if we attach ourselves to them, we're now not isolated. Yeah. I mean, they would essentially enter into a situation where, like Alaska is to the United States now, right? Mm-hmm. It's not part of the solid
continuous
foundation. Right.
Yeah.
So, but the thing, it would be harder to get the votes in British Columbia than it would. I think Alberta is going to vote on it. I think they're going to get the votes to do it. Now, whether they actually leave or not is something completely else. They could just use it as a political tool to not have to send as much money to Ottawa. Mm-hmm. Essentially, their thing is, look, we're providing all this money to the rest of Canada. but we get no say in the social stuff. We get no say in all of the eco stuff, because one of the major things is Alberta wanted to do the what was the pipe? I forgot what the pipeline was
Keystone
called.
XL.
Yes, they wanted that pipeline. Again, they can move more oil down to Texas or to Louisiana if that thing was allowed. It wasn't. I remember they made a huge fuss about the U.S. approval of it, but the Canadians, it was the federal government in Canada that didn't allow it. Mm-hmm. And so they're very, very pissed off about it. They're essentially saying, hey, look, you're willing to take all this money, but you're not willing to let us make the money. Or you're willing to tax us more on other stuff rather than allowing us to earn more revenue to make up those taxes at the same rate we're paying now. So essentially, like if you let us grow our economy, you can get that dollar amount you were looking for without raising taxes.
Yeah.
But you're not letting us do business, and therefore you're then trying to make up that lost revenue with additional taxes rather than this other way.
Yeah.
And
it's like rather than taking somebody else's money,
right,
we're taking our money.
Right. And the funny part is, if they would have let them do that, I don't think these equalization payments would be as big of a deal. Mm-hmm. I think they would have said, it's just part of being Canada. They're letting us do the business the way we want to do the business, and we're sending more money that way. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. We're still allowed to do more business, right? We're allowed to expand our business the way we see fit. And the same thing with Saskatchewan, right? By the way, that is the proper way to say Saskatchewan, not Saskatchewan. You know, say that all the letters. You kind of roll.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, it's like when people say Missouri, and you go there and people say Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri. Or Mizzou, whatever that means.
Right. That's inside Canada baseball right there. Which I hate the Blue Jays, but whatever.
So do I. I think I hate them more than I hate the Yankees and Red Sox.
And so it does bring up an interesting point. In our lifetime, have we really seen a major shift in countries like this?
No.
Like, imagine if all of a sudden Alberta and Saskatchewan became the 51st to 52nd state.
Well, it would probably piss off a whole bunch of Democrats, because then you have to find a way to go ahead and
would it though? I mean, think about it. A Canadian conservative could be a United States liberal.
See, all those Canadian truckers, those dudes were all from
Western Canada.
Yeah. So I think they'd be losing their shirt. I think at that point you'd see, okay, then Puerto Rico and DC get to come in.
Maybe. Although I think if BC were coming in, I think they would be Democrats.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is with British Columbia is that it's almost like New York. Like, the population center is Vancouver.
Right.
Right? Well, go to New York. If you look at the counties of the state of New York that went red, almost the entire map is red.
Right.
It's the 5 boroughs. Like, Nassau and Suffolk County will go red. Right? But it's the 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
And like Buffalo, and I think maybe
Buffalo, Rochester,
Albany. Yeah, everything else is red.
It's 3 dots in New York City.
Yeah, but the population of the 5 boroughs is so much more than the rest of the state. Just like in almost the population center in British Columbia is Vancouver, so that would be enough to overwhelm it. Now, you go out to Alberta and Saskatchewan, then you've got, like, I think Saskatoon is the biggest city in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
There's another town called Moose Jaw.
The town names are just off the charts up there.
The reason I know this is because growing up as a hockey guy, like, that's where all, like, the Western League, that's all those, like, Moose Jaw and Saskatoon and all this. And then, of course, in Alberta, you've got Edmonton, the Oilers, there's a hint, and Calgary, the Calgary Flames. There's a bunch of ranchers there in because their CFL team is the Calgary Stampeders. So they're, I think those two provinces probably lean more Texas type politics than, Texas or even Middle America, like the Nebraska, Iowa, that sort of Montana.
That's where I think Saskatchewan goes that way. I think Alberta's straight Texas.
Yeah.
Without the migrants.
Yeah. And without the good food from.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean,
I'm not that versed on the Saskatchewan cuisine.
The governor lady, and I think they call them premiers or something. Mm-hmm. She's wearing like a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Like I think I've heard her talk on like interviews and stuff. She's a bright lady. Like I don't know if like I like she's a nice looking lady, but like I can't say what I want to say. Who people probably compare her to, but it's almost like she's a nice looking older lady like Sarah Palin was.
Okay,
except way smarter. Right. Like, it's not that folksy, but no.
Yeah.
Like, when she talks, it's like, hey, we're getting fucked around.
Yeah.
And we're done with it. Like, she's a serious lady. Mm-hmm. And then the guy from Saskatchewan, he looks like a doofus. But he just, like, he seems like he's got something together. Mm-hmm. Right? And then you see the guy from Ottawa. He looks like a fucking round tomato. Rob Ford. Like, is
wasn't Rob Ford? Wasn't he Rob Ford? Wasn't he the mayor of Toronto that?
Yes.
Like was blowing 8 balls off hookers' buttholes and stuff.
And he looks like he did that. Like you look at his face, he looks like Chris Farley, but with a tomato face.
I thought that guy died.
Apparently not. Apparently he's the governor of Ottawa
or Ontario.
Ontario. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Ottawa and Ontario, two different places?
Ottawa is the capital city of Canada, which is in Ontario.
Where's Toronto?
Toronto is the biggest city in Canada, which is on Lake... Is that Erie?
That's in Ottawa too, though, right?
It's in Ontario.
Ontario. Ottawa and Toronto are cities in Ontario.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Ottawa being the capital of the country.
Gotcha. Been to Toronto, by the way. Nice place.
I like Toronto.
I would go back.
Very clean.
Actually, underrated city.
Yeah.
Underrated Canadian visit.
Yeah. It's not that far.
No. So, especially in our area, because we have BWI and Southwest, right? Mm-hmm. Southwest flies to Buffalo fairly cheaply. Mm-hmm. You can save a shit ton of money by flying to Buffalo,
renting a car,
drive over into Canada, and Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Stay on the Canadian side in Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. It's amazing. Like, it's super clean. Like, it's made it for, like, a tourist destination. Yeah. So it's super clean. Bunch of restaurants, bunch of hotels. They have a hotel that overlooks the falls. And you can request a room that overlooks the falls. Mm-hmm. Dude, I think I sat in the swivel chair.
And just watched?
And watched for like an hour.
Yeah.
I just watched the water go over. Mm-hmm. It was mesmerizing.
Yeah.
And then I went down there, and I stood right at the falls. Like, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's not Disney World where you're fighting people. Like, they're Canadian. They're super nice. They let you in. Mm-hmm. I watched right as I'm just watching the water go over. Mesmerized.
Yeah.
Mesmerized. I would go back in a heartbeat.
It's a super cool color, too.
It's weird. Yeah. Because it's like, I always thought like a waterfall, like the water just like goes and just drops off, right? Mm-hmm. No, but there's current.
Yeah.
So it goes off the edge, like outward.
Yeah.
And then falls. Mm-hmm. And it's so clear, you can see where the rock ends.
Yeah.
And you can see how far out it's going. Mm-hmm. And the water's just crystal clear.
Yep. Another cool thing, if you haven't done it, if you're up there again, is to take the tour behind the falls.
Yeah. We did not do that.
That's pretty cool.
If I go again,
yeah,
which I will, because I like cool places
yeah.
that don't require me to go very far. Mm-hmm. Hour flight, by the way.
Yeah.
And now you're up, you're down. You're barely even up.
Yep.
You get the flying height, and you're basically, hey, here's your peanuts, here's your water, sit the fuck back down.
Yeah.
We're going down. Okay. but yeah, beautiful place to go. And look, I'm not anti-American with it, but everyone always says stay on the Canadian side. I have to agree. Stay on the Canadian side. And then we drove to Toronto. It was only like a 2-3 hour drive to Toronto, I think. I mean, we worked that rental car out. And I didn't care. Like, and so we just drove to Toronto and stayed there for a couple days. We had dinner in the revolving Space Needle. No, that's Seattle. What's the
CN Tower?
CN Tower, yeah, with the revolving restaurant. Yep. Scary as shit. It's fucking high. I'm scared of heights. The guy was like, "Do you want to sit by the window?" I was like, "Fuck no, I don't want to sit by the window. I'm not falling. I'm not going to be no." So, we sat in the rotating part and the inside portion. It was fucking weird. Like you literally have to like time your step off from the stationary very middle, to the rotating.
Think of the server carrying the tray,
dude. Skills, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not spinning like a fucking carousel, but it's still movement.
It's not like the thing that they spin fighter pilots around in.
No. Like you can make it. Everyone's got to be safe.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious if someone just bit it, though.
Or just amp that thing up.
Hilarious.
All the stuff is stuck on the glass.
There's my nightmare, right? Something goes wrong with the mechanism.
Something else to add to the anxiety.
Correct. I'd be like, I'd probably leave the wife and kids. I'd be scrambling to get to the center part. Save yourselves. You'll be all right. Daddy loves you.
Hockey Hall of Fame's a good visit, too.
I would like to go to that.
Yeah.
We basically just stayed in Toronto. This is pre-kids. We stayed in Toronto. It was like a cleaner, nicer New York City, basically. Didn't have to worry about being mugged.
Yeah.
It's great. Hit up some restaurants, checked it out. We pretty much concluded that it looks like a nicer New York City.
Police Academy movies were filmed in Toronto.
Yeah.
A lot of movies are filmed there.
Shitty roads, just like any other city. Like potholes galore.
Oh, well, think about the weather.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like, hey, socialism doesn't fix everything.
Right.
You know? So, but no, it was a cool place. But, so, and I think, and the last province is Manitoba. And I think, look, I don't know if they would really make the jump if the other three did, because they're still attached to the other part. But again, if the two biggest provinces by economy outside of Ontario, maybe I'm leaning the other way. Like, I don't know enough about Manitoba. So.
I've been there once. There's a lot of. I think Manitoba is more like Saskatchewan, more farming. It's super flat there.
Yeah,
and there's a huge Lake Winnipeg, and then there's Winnipeg, the big city there, home of the Winnipeg Jets.
Right. I feel like you could hide a lot of nuclear stuff there. Be hard to find.
Yeah,
underground. Be nice storage.
There's nice airplane museum in Winnipeg if you ever care to visit.
There you go.
Big Canadian Air Force presence there. But,
that makes sense.
I
mean, think about it. One of our big Air Force training grounds is in Arizona.
Yeah,
because it's big and flat and nobody can see.
Well, then all those bases in South Dakota and all that. So,
yeah, and the other part of it, I mean, let's say the four of them leave Canada, join the United States. Big if. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's say it happens. Incorporating the military would be easy enough. They fly all our shit.
Yeah.
We already do training with them anyway. So that part, I guess you'd have the issue of currency. You have to exchange money at that point. But I mean, European countries did it when they switched to the euro.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of. I think it's probably the most doable thing if we were ever going to see a big shakeup as far as nations and geography go. But will it happen? I don't know. I do think they're going to pass that referendum, but what they do with that, completely up in the air. But if they ended up joining the United States, could you imagine the chest thumping Trump would do? I did this. I made it happen.
But then here's the other thing: the U.S. would have to accept them, because if they didn't, then you'd have, say, well, now are you independent countries?
Yeah, I mean, they could go that route, and that's probably what they'd have to do to begin with.
Because there's a process to become a state.
There is. It's not really that difficult, though.
Yeah.
The reason why Puerto Rico hasn't become a state is because they've never voted in favor of becoming a state.
They're better off being a territory.
Right. And so everyone thinks, oh, well, why haven't we done it yet? They've voted on it, I believe, 3 times in the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the people have always voted no.
Yeah.
Now, is that politics or is that people? I don't know. But the fact is they voted no. And D.C. would be harder to make a state because it's not a state. It's not an independent territory. Mm-hmm. It'd be harder to, 1, make it a state, and then 2, allow it into the union. Like, it'd be... I don't know. I don't know this for sure, so someone can fact check me. I think there's like some bill, act, constitutional amendment, something about D.C. But then Maryland could also say, well, we just want it back because it was ours. Virginia never gave up their side. Like, they never gave up their side of the Potomac like they were supposed to. So really, it's Maryland.
I think Virginia gave it, so that would be Arlington. But then the federal government didn't need it, so they gave it back.
Oh, did they? I didn't know that.
I think that's how that worked. Because if you look at the shape of Arlington County, which is, I think, the smallest county anywhere,
it finishes the square, right?
It finishes the square,
right?
And you'd have you have the Potomac running through it, and the Anacostia, and it's like a baseball diamond, right?
Yep.
So, most of Arlington would have been, I guess, southwest D.C., because southwest is the smallest of the quadrants.
Right.
The other 3 are relatively equal size, but southwest is really small because it was only that part that was on the Maryland side of the Potomac.
And that's another thing to think about, though. Like, if Maryland just took back that territory, though, and they got 3 representatives out of it, they'd all be Democrat.
It wouldn't make it...
But, I mean, they wouldn't get the senators out of it.
No, and that's what I think is the big... Because the Democrats want the senators.
So what if it was this? What if it was just Alberta and Saskatchewan? Let's say they went Republican for both. But you got BC, which was Democrat for both. And you got Puerto Rico, which was Democrat for both. Then it would be offsetting.
I wonder what the population of Alberta and Saskatchewan are.
Alberta, I think, is 5 million, 4 point something million, and I think Saskatchewan is like 1.8.
Okay, so
they're bigger than like Wyoming, Rhode Island.
Yeah, but Rhode Island does. So you have to figure out how many representatives do those two.
I think Wyoming only gets 1.
Okay.
I think Rhode Island has 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. Montana, I think, only has 1. So, I mean, the House would be a little bit more convoluted, but as far as senators go, if you incorporated those 4, but again, though, you'd have to get Puerto Rico to vote to join.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then does Manitoba? Are they more liberal? I don't know. I have no idea. But I don't think they would do it without it being a package deal. Mm. You know, it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Unless BC was just like, fuck it, we're not going. And they just were out there and just, I mean, let's face facts. It's not exactly tough to go between the U.S. and Canada.
No. I mean, so my dad worked for Customs. He did a lot of work on the northern border. And they'd go up, there'd be a border crossing. On one side you have Canadian Customs and Immigrations. On the other side you have U.S. Customs and Immigrations. And then you see these cars stop to just, pretty much it's like, you know, where are you from? What's your purpose? You visit to wherever, and then they let you through. And you'd be sitting in this line, and you see like just a cow like walking across. Like it's just you could just if you really wanted to sneak in, just go over the horizon that way,
Right.
Like there's no wall or fence. Like there's no discerning feature. Like it's literally just when you get past the Great Lakes, it's just a line.
So it's funny. There's a guy on YouTube. His channel is I think it's just called his name. I think it's Peter Santinello, and he does like he goes to these areas and just finds out about them. So he did like an Indian reservation. He's done Amish country. He's done like the Chicano gangs. He's done a whole bunch of them. Well, he went up to the north border and went with the sheriff's department, and the sheriff took him over, and it was literally a road. Like, but the road had like concrete bollards on the border. Mm-hmm. Like, he's like, people could move these and just drive over the border. He goes, it was the sheriff. He's like, I don't have the manpower to man the border.
Yeah.
He goes, if people just wanted to walk across, he goes, they can. He goes, what am I going to do?
Right.
And he goes, especially if they're walking into Canada. All they have to do is walk into Canada. I can't do anything over there. Mm-hmm. He goes, I can't cross the border and go get them.
Yeah.
So as soon as I leave, unless I'm willing to sit there and just scope it out, the guy could just wait me out and then come back over. Mm-hmm. So he goes, this is pointless.
Yeah.
And they've got like apparently there's like little stone, what are they called? Are they little stone monuments? I think they're about 3 feet high. Uh-huh. And that basically demarcates the border.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's like some of it's like literally like just between two farmlands. Mm-hmm. Like no fences, no nothing.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to defend that.
You're right.
But no one's also going to try and attack across it because you wouldn't see human life for 3 days. Mm-hmm. It's just like, but I think the one issue they might have is the via rail system that goes across the country. Like, I mean, you can take a train from like Toronto to Vancouver. Mm-hmm. So I think that might gum up the works a little bit because you got to figure that part out. But
yeah,
I don't know.
And they have like roadways and stuff that traverse the.
Then you got to switch kilometers to miles.
I mean, your car already has both.
It does.
Yeah,
but I mean, shoot, I wish that would be the one thing Canada would import here. Kilometers instead of miles. Miles is fucking stupid.
You ever see that SNL skit?
Yes. With Nate Bargatze?
Yeah, we're calling a mile. And that'll be what, 1,000 feet? No. 5,280. But, the systems are... So when I do work, whenever I do a little project at the house, my brain... Like, I know that it would be so much easier to measure all this stuff in meters and millimeters, because it's just a more precise measurement and easier rather than like, oh, this is 3 3/16 of an inch. Like, who thought of that? Like, but we still do it.
An asshole.
Yeah, but everything you do, like, I'm not trying to do fractions.
Right. Right. Like, why is 12 feet or 12 inches in a foot?
Don't know.
Why are we dealing with inches and feet to begin with?
Yeah.
Meters, centimeters, millimeters. Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Yep.
Kilometers.
Yep. Kilograms. Grams. I mean, now...
Everything's a multiple of ones and tens and hundreds.
Yeah.
Nice and neat. Mm-hmm. Some asshole from the fucking 1600s probably.
Well, I think they tried to switch.
They did in the 70s.
And the only thing
or 80s.
The only thing that they like, it's a 2-liter bottle of soda.
Right.
We
got that.
Yeah.
Candy coated sugar. Candy coated sugar liquid. That's in liters.
People that like to use and sell drugs seem to do it in grams.
Grams, yeah. Kilos. Grams.
An ounce of cocaine is quite a bit of cocaine.
Right. It's like, man, what the fuck happened? And it's sad that the drug dealers are further ahead than the rest of us.
Yeah.
with the grams, kilograms. What are we doing here? Drug dealers have gone beyond us as far as math.
Well, because they're all about efficiency.
I think people would be surprised how efficient drug dealers are. Like, they always see like the low level guy getting taken out. The top level guy, he's still making his money.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you hear the cartels apparently got bombed?
Really?
Oh yeah. Apparently it was the US. They blew up the They decided to blow up some Mexican cartels in Mexico. I got to look more into that. I could be wrong.
Who they bomb them with? Like a jet?
Could be. Could be fake news. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got to look into it. The YouTube thumbnail said we got him, though. So it's got to be true.
YouTube's not lying.
Never. I believe YouTube all the time. I do watch a lot of like train and airplane shit on there.
Okay.
So like the Airbus and the Boeing. Boeing's a fucking shithole, apparently.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother episode of why Boeing sucks. We talked about that a long time ago.
We did.
But Airbus is eating their lunch as far as the planes they've been putting out. As far as shit show goes, you saw my wife's foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shit show. I wasn't there. We got a little time. I'll share the story. Because I texted you that day.
Mm-hmm. I was at baseball,
That's
because
right.
that's the only place I'm ever at.
Yep. So, we get back from our northeastern trip. That was great. Saw Salem.
Okay.
That was fun. I'm going back to Salem. Mm-hmm. It's not a one-day visit.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, you need a couple days if you want to get all the shit, all the scary stuff, like all the witches. I need multiple days. I'm so into that shit though. Like they try to tell you the real story. I was like, no, I want to know real shit. Tell me tell me they got fucking killed and shit. Like, tell me all the stuff. Like, don't try and humanize this. Tell me they got burned at the stake. Don't debunk that.
Yeah.
You're ruining the atmosphere.
Yeah. That's what makes all this fun.
Right. Make this shit as spooky as possible. I should be scared walking around here in the daytime. I was not. Missed opportunity. Also a missed opportunity. There is a state college called Salem State University.
Okay.
How no one has named that Salem State University of Witchcraft and Wizardry is beyond me.
Yeah.
They would make money hand over fist.
And when you consider half the bullshit degrees people get, it really isn't.
Why not another useless one, right? Why not? Make it a science one where the kids are making bombs out of like chemicals and shit.
Yeah.
It's science. It's wizardry-ish. Yeah, it's wizardry-ish. Or call it the Salem State College of Witchcraft, Wizardry, and Technology. Like, how you don't have witchcraft and wizardry in there at a state college in Salem, Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Fucking morons. Like, you could triple enrollment tomorrow. You know how many Harry Potter obsessed... I live with two of them. My wife, who already has 2 bachelors and a master's, would probably sign up for online classes tomorrow. Like, who is not thinking of this? I don't know. Where was I before I got to that? I just felt... Okay.
Salem was in...
Salem, 2-day trip. At least 2 days. Maybe 3.
Okay.
All right. Had a horrible hotel experience in Boston. And apparently it's an area known for not being great. Like, my uncle was like, "Oh, you went there?" Like, oh, of course that happened there.
Idiot.
Until 3 a.m. It was like a party. Like, a DJ was thumping music right outside our window.
Wow.
There was those windows were not preventing anything from coming through. They should have been just a screen door. Like 3 a.m, I'm just like, I can't go. It was so loud I couldn't sleep. Yeah. Dude, I heard every word of Tupac's "Dear Mama" coming through my window.
Was there a bar or something over there? Or?
I don't know. I still don't know what the fuck happened. I texted the front desk. I was like, "Hey, what the fuck is this?" She's like, "What?" What do you mean, what? You don't hear that shit at 3 a.m? And so I'm not sleeping. So in the middle of the night, I'm trying to, like, we used our Hilton Honors points to book this hotel. We used like 280,000 points for 3 nights at this joint, and then another 60 because we got 2 rooms because we put the girls in another room.
Yeah.
I think we were into it for 300-something thousand points.
Ooh.
Now, generally one night is like 75,000 points. This bitch at the front desk offered me 50,000. And we still had another night supposedly to stay there. We were only in night 2. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I think you should be able to give me 100,000 points back. Well, sir, between both rooms, you really only paid 50,000 points for one night in that room. Yeah, I got 2 rooms. That's 100,000 points,
And they're next to each other.
and they're right at, and all of us aren't sleeping equally.
Right.
So I think I should get 100,000. Sir, I can give you 50,000. I'm like, you know what? It's late at night. I'm grumpy. I was like, okay. I had the wife go down to the front desk the next day. Somehow she gets another 75,000. So now we're up to 125,000.
Okay.
I'm not satisfied.
Yeah.
She's going to call, the wife's going to call again. She's going to call Hilton Direct. Because my aunt, who we saw after this, so she was the next leg of the trip. She's like, at the hotel, you're only going to get a certain number of points. They can only give you so many without you going above the corporate ladder. So the wife's like, all right, I'll call corporate.
I'll call corporate.
So yeah, she's gonna Karen it up, and I hope she does.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Karen fan,
Right.
but I hope she does all the Karen shit because I want all my points back for this crap hotel. I mean, people who paid money for this thing they probably paid like $350 a night. Right?
And you never found out what the source of the music was?
Don't know. I'm looking around for a building. Across the street's a park. So maybe it was the park. Someone must have set up like DJ equipment at the park. But I've never seen DJ equipment be able to throw noise like this across 5 lanes of traffic.
Because you hear like people dancing and like a party?
I'm sure I heard noise, but it was mostly like tires screeching. It was like they were racing down the straightaway, or something, and bikes doing motorcycle things. Pretty much. And they were doing like donuts in the middle of the fucking road. I'm like, I have never seen anything like this. Maybe I'm not from the city. Maybe that's it.
Maybe that's just what they do in Boston.
But it was consistent though, from like 11 to 3. 4 hours of this? Don't you run out of gas? Didn't you just burn your tires out?
Right. Isn't your transmission smoked?
Yeah, I mean, what batteries are you using to power this DJ equipment for this long? I mean, I don't think you're plugging into power in the park. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to try and get the wife to get us another 100,000 points or something.
Oh.
We've been Hilton Honors members for 20 plus years. And so, so then I'm looking for another hotel because we're not staying the last night. We canceled the last night and we're looking for another place. So I look at another Hilton hotel. This time it was the Hampton Inn. I go online. I book adjoining rooms. I go to check in. And to get adjoining rooms, I got to pay more money. It's like, wait, I booked adjoining rooms through the app. So I call up. The girl's like, oh, yeah, we don't have that. You don't have adjoining rooms? No, we don't. Yeah, but the app says you do. Yeah, sometimes the app's wrong. Okay, well, I'd like to cancel. Okay, we'll cancel. 10 minutes later, my card gets charged for the full amount for both rooms. I call back. Hey, my card got charged for both rooms, even though I just talked to you on the phone and I canceled. Well, we do have a 24-hour cancellation policy.
Oh.
I was like, I canceled. I booked it today. I called you today. I canceled because you don't have what I booked. It's not like I'm just canceling.
Right, you're just not showing up.
Right. You just don't have the room that I booked that you said you had on the website. Yeah, but the website could be wrong.
It's your website.
I was like, yo, I got to talk to I'm sorry. I got to talk to the supervisor. So eventually the supervisor was like, oh, yeah, we'll take care of this. We're not going to charge anything.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, person with common sense. And so then we were like, fuck it. We just ended up booking an Airbnb.
Oh.
I was like, and this is why hotels are losing business to Airbnbs. Like these amateur, basically hoteliers, do a better job than the hotels. It's just pure customer satisfaction. And the other thing is like so our kids are getting older, right? We're not all sharing a room.
Yeah.
Just not happening. So for us, we were able to book a 3-bedroom, basically condo, for the price of the 2 hotel rooms. So what sense does it make for us to book the hotel rooms anymore when we have better locations and probably nicer accommodations with the Airbnb?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not that I'm going to be done with Hilton brands, but I don't think I'm going to be as loyal. Like when we book, we don't look at Marriott. Mm-hmm. We weren't looking at Airbnb. Like, it was just what's on the Hilton app. Let's book it. Let's go.
Yep.
Anyway, all right. We get back from the trip. The wife's friend, a longtime friend, is in town at Ocean City for the weekend with her husband's family for a visit. So we get in Friday, Saturday morning, she goes with the kids, takes them out. Sunday morning, I get a call. Hey, or I get a text. Hey, I think I hurt myself. We have a situation. Like, okay, call her. Her foot, like, she can't put any weight on the foot. Mm-hmm. We later find out it's broken. Falling on a curb.
Yeah.
Like, no cool story.
You gotta have, like, a skydiving.
No, just didn't see it, missed it.
Shark attack.
And rolled it.
Mm-hmm.
Broken. In the street, youngest kid finds her because she can't get up. Youngest kid's helping her. Looking for, basically, luckily the husband of the friend is a physical therapist, wraps it up. Uh-huh. Great. But now I have to go get her because she can't drive home. It's her right foot. You know how much I love going over that bridge.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, man, I can't have a panic attack going over that stupid thing. So that's when I start texting furiously. Everyone in the neighborhood. Hey, are you around? Are you home? Are you? Got neighbor and our buddy Henry. Mm-hmm. Like, yep, we'll do it, no problem. Henry drives me over in my truck. Gino follows us. Gino then drives Henry back. And I'm going down. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Get them, come back. Now I got to drive back over. Because she can't drive over. So I'm driving over.
Wasn't her car over there?
Yeah, we left it there.
Okay.
Because she was staying at another friend's mom's or parents' vacation type home. It's in Millsboro. It's not close to the water. Close enough, but not close. She was there, and she had driven over with her oldest daughter who can drive. So she drove our car back. The oldest daughter drove their car back.
Okay.
And they got it to us. So we were able to leave it there and not have to figure out a way to get it back here. Go to the x-rays, broken foot, 6 to 8 weeks recovery. Now, I don't know if that means 6 to 8 weeks no walking, but I think it's probably going to be at least, I want to say 3 weeks.
Yeah. Before
maybe not having to wear the boot. Maybe 4. And then she's probably going to walk weird for another 2 weeks.
Or have one of those weird shoes or something.
Yeah. And so that happened. On my birthday, no less.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday. I need you to drive over the bridge and have an anxiety attack. But I did. It happened. Not as exciting as the Canadian stuff.
Right.
I mean, I will be interested. I can't imagine we incorporate 4 Canadian provinces.
Yeah.
And Hilton, if you're listening, we will take a sponsorship and 200,000 points. Mike wants 100. I want 100,000. 100,000 for each of us. I'll take that as a sponsorship. Although I'd probably want maybe 500,000 for a sponsorship. But,
I want to be able to stay wherever I wanted.
That's true.
We
want diamond status too.
Yeah.
None of this gold shit.
Yeah.
No silver. I want diamond. Just laying it out there for you, Hilton. This is what we want. Mm-hmm. And you can sponsor the show. It's all monopoly money anyway.
I know.
It's made up. Points are made up money for them.
Right. Like, let's get United Airlines online or Delta.
Right.
And we can go fly wherever for a vacation and stay for I don't have any time to do anything.
Right.
So unless there's a Hilton or Hampton, what are your brand hotels outside of a baseball field somewhere in Central Maryland?
That is going to be your life for the next 10 years, probably. Saw the milk child. I saw the photo.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's ready to go. I included myself in the picture just
Yes.
just for a reference of size to show how big this kid is.
You got to let him play running back for at least the first 2 years.
I want him to learn how to play the position he's going to be good. He's going to play.
Yeah, but he'll get time for that, and he's really not going to learn the nuances of it until he's middle school anyway. He's going to be 5th grade.
Yeah.
Let him play some running back. Let him stoke fear into some little children. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe he'll end up like
Derrick Henry.
No, I was thinking the fullback for the Ravens.
Oh, dude, yeah. Pat Ricard.
Yeah.
Project Pat.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
If I get jerseys, it'd be his.
It's got to be.
If it was a current Raven, it would be him. But I generally only like to get jerseys of retired players because that way they don't go someplace else.
Correct.
So, like, I would definitely, and I like to get jerseys of players who, like, if I was wearing a Lamar Jackson jersey, it's kind of stupid. Like,
but you think you gotta wear a
like,
jersey of someone of a position you might actually play?
Yeah, like Marshall Yonda.
I've never heard that theory before, but I've definitely thought about it.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, although I will say, I think Derrick Henry, I think he made it so big men could wear a running back jersey.
Yeah,
because he's enormous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I am in peak physical shape like him, but he's taller. He weighs almost what I weigh as a fat slob.
Yeah.
He almost weighs that. I mean, I know it says he weighs like 240.
That's a lie.
That's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
I saw that dude in person, just like it was in passing, and I was like, "Holy fuck, he's big."
Yeah. So I need to get like a Jonathan Ogden jersey.
Right.
I can't.
You can get Haloti Nada. That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad. I think you got to go Project Pat though. Even if he's not retired, I think you might have to.
Yeah.
Just because
I would do a T Sizzle jersey, even though he left, but he's still a Raven.
He left for like a year.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, like Ed Reed left. Like that. Ed Reed's glory days were in Baltimore.
He's a Raven. No one. I don't even know where he went. If I had to guess, he went to the Jets. Only because all the Ravens end up going to the Jets.
He just went somewhere to sign that one big contract and then end the career, just like the other ones did. I think Nana went to Detroit.
I thought he got traded to Detroit though. It was like it was weird. It was a weird thing.
Yeah.
No, you're right. No, free agent, but the Ravens weren't going to sign him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go somewhere else, you get that big last contract, and then you're done. Just Ed Reed went to Houston.
Is that where he went?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember him playing that much there, though.
I think
it's like a year, maybe?
Yeah.
Probably got injured.
Yeah, I'm done. Shouldn't have left.
Probably got guaranteed money.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, pulled my hamstring. Sorry, guys. I'm out for the year.
Yeah. Ow.
You got to deliver. Make sure that check clears.
So, but yeah, it's funny when we took him to get his pads, we had the little one there too. And we had to go to the, like, there's a guy that, you get your shoulder pads and then they try to get your jersey sized and then you get your helmet. So the dude was trying to give it to the middle son. Or no, was trying to give it to, because my wife said, hey, we couldn't come for the 10U tryout or uniform, so we had to come to the 12U and 14 or 13, whatever the hell it was. So he goes, oh, and he goes to get a helmet for my youngest. And my wife points at the middle and says, no, it's him. And he goes, he's 10? Yep. And the guy's like, yes! He's like, I'm one of the coaches of that team. He looks at him, he goes, oh, we're going to have some fun.
He's probably like, we just won the championship.
Yeah. So
I'm going to run it up his ass.
But the thing is, he can move too. So he's not like one of these, just big balls of, like, his back looks like a sheet of drywall.
Dude, they're gonna make him a left tackle day one.
Oh yeah,
didn't have a prayer.
He can't play guard because the quarterback won't be able to see over top of him.
That's the quarterback's problem.
Yeah, but you can play tackle.
That's the quarterback's problem.
Yeah,
let him figure it out. But they're probably gonna play a D tackle too.
yeah.
That's what sucks though. Let's say he gets to like 6'2", 6'3", right? Could probably be an outside linebacker at that point.
So,
but they're gonna have him play interior D line and I mean, all of his hopes of ever maybe possibly being a tight end when he gets older, fills out or unfills out or whatever it is.
Yeah, grows up but not out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, what if he goes on the keto diet or something? Who knows? Who knows what the kids do these days? Mm-hmm. And he's been playing tackle his whole life, so because he's his size, they're always going to play him there. Like, I always wondered how like some of those tight ends who are just big dudes end up. I know they've made tight ends tackles, but have they ever made tackles tight ends at the college level?
So when I played in college, there were kids that came in. They were recruited to be defensive linemen. They moved them back to linebacker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's definitely a thing where, like, hey, you're a big high school kid. You're a medium-sized college player.
I feel like I feel like it's hard to, when you're a lineman not playing in space, and then you're asked to play in space as a linebacker.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very tough transition because you're not used to playing without contact right away.
Yeah.
Like, you're not used to being able to have ability to roam a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I remember I did that and I felt lost. Like, I did not feel comfortable anymore.
Yeah.
And I remember that, so when I started out as a center. And then I got moved to a left tackle spot. And I felt lost because there wasn't that coverage.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
No one.
Yeah, well, I played tackle, and when I went to college, they had me playing guard. And I felt weird because I felt like I was too boxed in.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, when you're playing, it's a weird thing in football because when you're playing offensive line, you're really defending. You know, if it's a run play, you're blocking. It's more often, but if it's a pass play, you're kind of you're defending the quarterback.
Right.
And even on a run play, you're defending the quarterback and running back, at least for the time of the exchange. And then it's, where on defense, you're playing defensive line, you're actually more moving offensively. You're attacking the football. It's a strange, I guess, juxtaposition when you're in those two positions.
Yeah.
You're a defensive lineman, but you're really doing offensive things, whereas you're attacking the football.
Yeah, I mean, I also try to make a transition from when I was a goalie. I tried to play, like, defense. Mm-hmm. I felt lost. Like, I didn't, like, it felt awkward.
So I was a goalie, too, in hockey, and I love skating out because I had spent so much time back there watching and seeing how the puck moves and where to go, and I was a good puck handling goalie, so I understood, like, breakouts and things, and I would just kind of put myself where I'd want my players to be when I was passing to them. So I thought it gave me mentally it made me a better forward than some of the forwards who didn't have that experience of seeing it from the net.
And so the problem with that is when you're playing goalie, though, you can see the entire rink or the entire field, depending on which sport. When you move to play defense or forward, though, you have to be aware of what's in front and behind you. Mm-hmm. And that was the part where I felt lost.
Yeah.
And I never could shake that. And so, I mean, I did it. I was doing it kind of like just for fun, right?
Yeah.
But I felt so awkward and weird. I was like, nope, nope. I'll just play goalie when it's my time. Yeah. And that's it. And this was after college and everything. So even like in a fucking around kind of environment, I just felt uncomfortable. Like, no, hell no.
Yeah. I really liked it. But I was a good skater too. So some goalies in hockey, and it's one of the dumbest things people do. The goalie really has to be the best skater on the ice.
It's different skates.
Yeah, the skates.
It's a flatter skate.
Yeah, but you have to be a good skater. And some people say, "Oh, put the kid who can't skate in that." And you see so many goalies who can barely move, and they're terrible goalies. But then when I skated out, like I was a good skater, so I didn't have to worry about just getting used to transitioning from the goal skates to the forward skates. But other than that, it's just once you're, through warm-ups, you're good.
Now that's changed though, because the goalies now are just 6'7" giants who can protect the top of the net while they're on their knees. Mm-hmm. There's no, I don't know. I'm not saying there's no skill to it, but I feel like
it's different skill. It's more blocking style. It probably would have suited me better than learning the style I learned how to play.
I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to be controversial. I was talking to a buddy of mine I grew up with him, played high school.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play. I went to high school with him. He was always a New Jersey Devils fan back in the day, right? So of course he loved Martin Brodeur. Mm-hmm. Quintessential athletic goalie.
Yeah.
Like pipe to pipe saves. Like had to move pipe to pipe. He wasn't a big dude.
Yeah.
And he could puck handle and everything. Like like they changed the restrictions because of him. And like I feel like as a person who used to love watching hockey on TV, and I still like it, but as someone who loved to watch goalie play, I feel like today's NHL is more boring in that regard.
It is 100. So back to me, the golden era of hockey was the 90s. Mm-hmm. You could tell who they were. You didn't need numbers or names. If you knew the sport, you could tell by their style. Everyone had a little bit different stance. Everyone had a little bit different style. The pads all looked different. Now, the pads all look the same. They all play the same exact style, and it's kind of boring. Some of the few remaining goalies that actually, like Marc-Andre Fleury was probably one of the last ones, the more athletic type. Mm-hmm. Now they're all just these 6'7", blocking style goalkeepers. They don't play angles the way we did. They don't skate the way we did. Not saying they're bad skaters; they're good, but they spend a lot of time on their knees, just shuffling around and sliding around. Where for us, it was like you'd make all your saves from your feet. So you're down, and it was to recover and then move to the next save. Now they go down, they stay down, and they just slide back and forth across the crease.
Yeah, and I know they did it because of analytics. And this is another instance where I think analytics have ruined a sport.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying ruined, like I don't enjoy it. Just made it less enjoyable to watch. Mm-hmm. Because there was nothing like seeing just a pipe-to-pipe save.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just like it was a one pass across the crease, one-timer, and a goalie just snags it with his glove as he's sliding across the face of the crease. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And, like, now you're just not going to see that. Or you don't see the one where the goalie's spread out, throws his legs up in the air and blocks one, right? Just an acrobatic save. Mm-hmm. And like those things are, to me, were just as exciting as scoring a one-timer goal or anything else.
Yeah.
It could change the momentum of a game. And I feel like the NHL should really go back to that. Mm-hmm. Like right now, you got those pads where the goalies can go down to their knees and their knees are protected, but the pads are still square.
Yeah, they're flat on the ice.
It's like some weird rotating pad or something. Like so, they're now even making the pads for these types of goalies. I'm just like, man, give them the pillows on their shins. Yeah.
So there's a knee block that when they're standing, normally the knee block's on the inside of their knee.
Yeah.
But when they drop into the butterfly, the pads kind of float on top. So when they drop down, they're flush with the ice, and then the two pads, the tops of them come together, and there's no 5-hole anymore. So as a old, troglodyte curmudgeon, it's kind of like, oh, this is back in my day. But
it made for more exciting hockey, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And when the goalies handled the pucks, I mean, in my opinion, the goalies were better at handling the pucks back then. And they could start an offense. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I do think it's proper, though, that we started off with Canada, we ended up with hockey in this episode, so it kind of worked.
Just thinking that.
I can't wait for Trump to take credit for it, because he'll take credit for anything. I made it happen. Canadians love me. Love the Canadian people. But all right, thank you to Adam Chubbuck, tacmd.com, tacmd.com. Let us know what you think about this. Is Trump responsible for these two provinces maybe being part of the U.S.? Are they going to be part of the U.S.? You think they're just going to use this political leverage? Let us know what you think. Canadians, if you're out there, let us know. Talk to you later.